Worship is any act, any thought, any deed that is unto the Lord, that brings pleasure to his heart. Quote by Jeremy Graham. I went to church my whole life. My parents are Christian, and I was labeled and titled Christian as well. However, as I grew up from my childhood to my teenage years, I can say that I was more agnostic, believing there was a higher being, but didn't believe in the idea that there was a God out there that loved, cared, and was faithful. Reason being is because when I went to church, I saw how fake and unreal people were. I saw on Sundays people could show their knowledge about God and show out the love and care for one another. However, when it comes to a Monday to Saturday schedule, everyone was missing and no one really cared for one another. There was a lack of community. I lived the same way as well, being on a two-faced life, showing my good thoughts and deeds at church, and then in my everyday to-day life, I was someone totally different. It was until we had a retreat one time at church, I saw a community that actually loved and cared for one another. I understood a little glimpse of what God's love was about, but still didn't get the picture. I then started my first day at college. I got off the train, I saw a person who had a sign that said, "Need food, need clothes, need money." My heart wanted to do something, but in that moment I just walked away. In that same moment, God spoke to me and said, "Hey, why are you holding this love to yourself? And why aren't you sharing this with others?" It was then, later on, that same message kept coming back and back and back. He said, "Why are you holding this love to yourself? And why are you sharing this with others?" And then God shared this verse with me, Isaiah 58. It says this: "Is it not this fast that I choose, to loose the bonds of the wickedness, to undo the straps of the yoke, to let the oppressed go free, and to break every yoke? Is it not to share your bread with the hungry, and to bring the homeless poor into your house? When you see the naked, to cover him, and not to hide yourself from your own flesh? Then your light shall break forth like the dawn, and your healing shall spring up speedily. Your righteousness shall go before you, and the glory of the Lord shall be your rear guard. Then you shall call, and I will answer. You shall cry, and I will say, Here I am." This started my journey to wanting to know more about who God is. This led me to help out a Grace, a church plant with East Queens and Long Island, because of the values and community aspect of church is supposed to look like. So why am I telling you this? It's because people want to hear my heart, the hearts of many for the Lord, and not something that is repeated of what others say He is. Here at the Community of Grace, we value the heart and the journey of the individual, and this flows into the worship at Grace. So what would it look like if the artists for our worship team were to write songs for the church by getting to know the hearts and the journeys of the individuals and the families that come to Grace? What would it look like if our worship looked like Isaiah 58, where we were able to clothe those who are naked, provide food for those that are hungry, to provide shelter to those that are homeless in the areas of Bayside, Belrose, Queens Village, Glenholmes, and New Hyde Park? Whatever worship were a complete response to the scriptures, that we live the way Christ taught us to live. So my prayer is this: that we will be a generation, a church that is so rooted in the Lord, that we know how to transfer what happens in our corporate worship into the world.